So here's another Pilates exercise for the core. It's a little more advanced, but I will show you a modification. What we're going to do is an exercise called corkscrew. It is utilizing the pendulum exercise as well as your double straight leg stretch. So I'm going to show you all the little breakdowns first, and then I'll show you the full exercise. So you know pendulum, it's side center. I've done these before. And you know double leg stretch with either straight legs or bent knees. What we're going to do now is combine them into a circular motion, which is going to take into account all of your core muscles, all of your abdominals, and also the muscles in the back. So what I want you to take note of here is if you don't feel strong enough performing double straight leg stretch with straight legs or pendulum with straight legs, you must do the bent knee version. The other thing to make note of, as I always point out, is that navel to spine connection. In this exercise, it is of utmost importance that you have that connection, or you run the risk of hurting your back. If you're not ready, do not attempt this exercise. I'm going to go ahead and show the beginner version first, which is with knees bent. So you're laying flat on your back, arms out to the side to help stabilize you. Knees are bent 90-degree-ish angle. I say ish because you could be a little bit bigger, you could be a little bit smaller, depending on where your strength is. You're going to take your legs over to one side, almost all the way towards the floor, trying to keep your shoulders pressing back. You're going to get a beautiful stretch in the obliques and in your chest and shoulder on the away side. From here, you will take your legs, bringing both hips back to the floor as if you were touching your heels to the ground. Back should be pressed in, abs are pulled tight. Then you will continue to the other side, your hip coming off the ground, but keeping your shoulders on the ground. And then you're going to return to your neutral position. Now it's a corkscrew because we're going to go ahead right away and reverse it to the other direction. Side. Slow and controlled. Exhalation. Slow and controlled. Side. And then back to neutral. Normally I recommend doing 5 sets. So you're going to end up doing 5 in one direction and 5 in the other, going in your little figure 8 directions. So now for a more advanced version. I'm realizing I have pebbles underneath me, so if you see me doing this, it's because I'm trying to get the pebbles away. Anyway, so we're going to take the legs up straight-ish. Okay, if you're tight in the hamstrings and you can't get your legs straight without forcing them or throwing your pelvis off, then you need to have legs bent. Totally fine. It's not going to take away from the exercise in any way, shape, or form. So I'll show it like this. Arms again, still out to the sides. You will squeeze those legs together. They're working as one unit. This is very helpful and it's going to give you a little bit of a benefit. And I'll explain it as we go. Keep those legs squeezed together. You're going to go over to one side. You're going to initiate that by lifting that hip. So I'm going to my right, I'm lifting my left. Lift that hip so that your left leg is stacked right on top of your right. We don't want them split. We want them stacked. Then you'll bring it straight forward, pulling your navel to spine, and then right over to the other side, stacking those legs. And then pick it back up to neutral, and go right away. Lift the hip. Reach that leg. You're going to get a deeper stretch here. If you let that hip go back, you're missing out on that beautiful hip stretch. Roll down. Squeezing those abs. And then up, reaching with that leg, using those obliques. So again, with that, I as well recommend 5 sets to begin. This is a great exercise to do on your core day. You can also throw it in as a little active rest. It's not an easy exercise. Move slowly. The slower you go, the more control you're going to have, the harder your core is going to work. That is the rule of thumb for any and every exercise you do, unless it's cardio or plyo. Slow and controlled is always better than fast and out of control. You want to make sure that your muscles are contracting where you need them to. You also want to focus that you're exhaling when you need power. So as you're sweeping those legs to the front, that's a good place to exhale because you need that power and that abdominal contraction to help with the control. If you do that, you're going to get a lot of core work out of it, and it's going to feel really good and really challenging. Corkscrew is one of those exercises that should never get easy. If it's suddenly getting easy, something isn't quite right. So let me know how it goes and enjoy.